Hello PS 110. In this video, I will go over the course syllabus for Principles of Democratic Institutions. This is a classroom class that meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to about 10:45. There are my office hours, and it's a good idea. That should be 3:30, not 3. And it's a good idea if you want to come and talk to me to just get a hold of me before you're coming, and that way I will definitely be here because I have a lot of things that I'm working on this semester, and I'm not necessarily in the office working on those things because most of the classes that I teach are online. And this is my phone number and my email address. And this is a web-enhanced course, and a lot of the things we're doing are eventually going to be put on that Moodle website. Right now, it's not set up for that, but as we go week to week, I will be adding things in there to indicate exactly what it is we're doing throughout the semester. This is a college-level introductory U.S. government course, and we're attempting to find out what makes the United States government tick and how it's evolved over time, how it relates to the CNMI, and we'll also spend a great deal of time on how the Constitution has evolved and changed over time. That is your textbook, American Government, Power and Purpose, the brief 14th edition. I highly recommend that you go online to this site and purchase an e-book. That way you have it available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's fairly inexpensive. I believe it's only $35. The course requirements, we will be taking 5 exams during the years on those particular chapters. It's not open book, and that's the main basis of your grade. The last day of class, we will have a civics questions demonstration where I will orally ask you a question that during the course of the semester, I will put these various questions on the board. I periodically do it. I'm not even going to do all 100. I will probably do 30, maybe 35 at the most. And from those, I will randomly ask you those questions, and then you will recite your answer, and you will also write down your answer on a piece of paper. And you can get 20 points extra credit for that. This is your extra credit possibility. This has worked very well over the years, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to stick with it because it works. Here are the study topics. You can come on this site anytime you want. I will be getting the manual enrollment key for you. I'm not sure what it is right at this time, but I will be finding that out. And you can come in here and see what we're doing on a week-to-week basis. The beginning of the class is difficult because we're laying out the foundations of government and some of the philosophies that have influenced how the United States government was set up. And once we get through those first 4 chapters, we slow way down. And after that, the course is nowhere near as difficult anymore. Civil liberties and civil rights will be explained. Then we go into the branches of government and we will cover them. The Congress, the presidency, the executive branch bureaucracy, and the federal courts, and that will be a whole section that you will take your 3rd exam on, and that's the long one. This is the longest exam because it's covering 4 chapters. It will be 65 questions that you will be required to answer. And at the end of October, we go into public opinion in the media. Then we do political parties, one of my favorite chapters. And then you see all the different days off we have during the semester. And as a result of that, you lose about 2 weeks of instruction during the fall semesters. Groups and interests, and then we will have the 4th exam. And then we end up the course with chapters 13 and 14 on public policy and foreign policy, and that will be your 5th exam. That's all that the 5th exam is. It's not a cumulative final exam. It's on strictly those 2 chapters. And it will be during final exam week from December 3rd through the 8th. It'll probably be either a Tuesday or a Thursday during that week. That's what it's been historically. Here is the grading again. Each exam is 20% There are 5 total. And again, here is your extra credit possibility. And this has worked well over the years. I'll round up if it's 0.5 or higher, and 0.4 or lower, it gets rounded down. There will be no incomplete grades in this course, ladies and gentlemen. What you are attempting to do, here are your student learning outcomes. There are 13, and we will periodically be going over these things during the course of the semester. Here are the program learning outcomes. In PS 110, you will be doing this when you do your civics questions. Number 1 we use. You definitely use 2 and 4. Those go all the way across all of the SLOs that we do during the semester. We're not really doing a research paper. You will do some short writing assignments. There aren't very many of them in the course of trying to answer those SLOs. We don't really use number 5. We don't really use 6, but 7, 8, 9, and 10 are definitely used in PS 110. The general education outcomes, we definitely do critical thinking. And hopefully you will be able to see some of the tools of this course that will help you to navigate through ideologies that you will be confronted with for the rest of your life. These things don't go away. It's one of the reasons I enjoy teaching this class, because it is always there. What changes is the spirit of the times. And depending upon when you were formally educated, those spirits of those particular eras influenced the way you were educated. And because of that, people in different times in history have a different way of looking at the world. They have a different Weltanschauung, as I will be explaining during the course of the semester. The Zeitgeist, or the spirit of the times, is changing depending upon where you're at in history. We definitely use citizenship and society in recognizing bias and faulty reasoning over the course of United States history. We will use some technology in this course because you will be able to access this web-enhanced course to see what is going on. Again, it's not set up at the present time, but week to week it will be done. We're not really using 6. We are using 5. Again, that last day of class, you will demonstrate some proficiency in being able to answer those civics questions. And we do some minor written work in 110. And this is how it looks across the board of the entire course, from the SLOs to the PLOs to the general education outcomes. This is the mission statement of NMC. Hopefully you are receiving a quality education here at the post-secondary level. We try institutionally to recognize the unique talents of each person, and the college is constantly trying to improve this process of planning, assessment, and evaluation in all aspects of its mission. Academic dishonesty. Don't cheat, ladies and gentlemen. It's not worth it. Plagiarism is something that's a big problem. And hopefully you will learn how to cite when you're doing research papers here. We're not really doing that in 110, but eventually for the AA degree, you're going to have to take the capstone course, SO 297. And by the time you take that class, hopefully you will learn how to cite properly to show where it is you're getting the information in your research paper. Again, that's not really a big thing that we're doing here. Hopefully you will learn how to do that by the time you take that 297 course. Class attendance is vital, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be here. If you're doing the questions through all the different chapters that we cover in 110, and you're going to be able then to successfully complete this course. There's no doubt in my mind. I've done this numerous times now over the years. The disabilities, if you have some sort of problem with this, I'll work with you. Just make sure you go to the Learning and Support Services or the Disability Support Services office in Building P. LSS is in Building G. I'll work with you on this. It's not a problem. Etiquette, Please don't have your phones on during the lecture. You'll have plenty of time to go online in this course. Basically, my style is, as we get into the course more, I lecture and go over and explain information in one class. Then in the next class, I have a series of questions for you to work on that will help you to successfully complete this course. Please don't chew any betel nut in the classroom either. If you are dissatisfied with this course, see Mr. Schartz in Building K, or the Vice President, Miss DeLeon Guerrero, or go see the LSS counselors, Miss Lucille or Miss Keilani in Building G, and we can work some kind of solution out for what it is you have to do. If you're missing classes and you miss too many, early intervention is going to kick in. I will be sending notice to LSS that you are not meeting the requirements of the course, and they're going to reach out to you again. That's Miss Lucille in Building G or Miss Keilani. If you're doing the classwork assignments, if you're completing the study guides for the exams, I have no doubt that you're going to successfully complete PS 110. 95% of the students that have taken this class have not had any problems completing that if they cooperate with these expectations. Title IX, if you're interested in more questions, we do not discriminate on the basis of sex in 110. You can go to this frequently asked questions site, and if you feel you've been a victim of this, Miss Nita DeLeon Guerrero is the Title IX advocate, and she can be reached at that phone number. The coordinator is not established at this time. The emergency phone number is here. If you think that there's bad weather that's affecting classes, call that number and they will let you know the status of the campus. Finally, you have a hard copy in front of you, and that's what we're going to do next, is complete this contract. Many of those student learning outcomes, I'm going to end up posting them on the Web Enhanced site. Good luck and enjoy PS 110.